Absolutely true. I think that balance is the key word that AXB provides Torment and Gimmick with that Squishy maybe at times did not, as you said, when the seasons were getting on and the team was starting to struggle. So I think this one's going to be very close. We haven't had a chance for predictions because we came straight back to us. Where do you think this one's going? Because this is your classic Rocket League 50-50, really.
Yeah, it really is. And I'm going to go ahead and go with version 1 in 4 games. I do think a quick goal right off the get-go. Version 1 got caught sleeping. But I think version 1 going to take it 3-1 over the Knights. Knights might get game 1 here, but outside of that, I don't see them taking the series.
You know what, Subi? I'm going to go directly against you. I think that version 1 are a team that will continue to improve. But as it stands right now, their finishing isn't quite there. Whenever I watch them play, they've had opportunity after opportunity, and they cannot put the ball in the back of the net. Pittsburgh Knights don't seem to have the same problem. I mean, even that goal that we just saw, it was because Torment shot wide, and then Kinsey had an open goal from a long way away. I think that'll be the Achilles heel of version 1. They haven't quite fixed yet. So we're going against each other, which makes things exciting. And I think this is going to be an exciting series either way, as CPS goes up against Gimmick, who tries to 50-50 that one towards the Pittsburgh Knights goal, but it goes out wide. XP gets an interesting linking touch. Going to get the second one as well. He's close to it. Nearly. Version 1 certainly seemed like the faster of the two teams up to this point, but still, it's Pittsburgh Knights that have this lead.
Yeah, and it was just off that early goal where version 1 overextended themselves. And if version 1 is playing in their shirts right now, I think they're going to get this win, because according to Lawler and Supersonic, they're the softest, most comfortable shirts that they've ever worn. That's all I've ever heard from those two when they're casting these matches.
Wow, I've learned something new. It goes to show, watching the grid casts, zipping about, seeing what all the new combos have to offer. That's what we've learned from the version 1 cast, which I'm very excited about. What a pass that was, but AXB didn't have the finish. A dagger of an infield pass, though, into the center. Version 1 have started this one well, despite being 1 goal down. Gimmick down the side. Falls to Torment. AXB's been taken out, and Radoka gets a great dunk anyway. I think that AXB being taken out is actually beneficial, but Radoka has the one skills to take that advantage right away.
And I love how he slows up right here. You got the wave dash, so you're thinking he's going full steam ahead. He's going to bang this at the net, and then he hits that break to just throw AXB off. And at that point, it was too little too late. There's no way AXB is getting up in time. And a quick 2-0 lead here for the Knights as Rodoko goes up, gets the pre-flip to reach that ball, but just hands it right over to Gimmick. And we saw Gimmick with that beautiful infield pass, and it's almost like AXB wasn't expecting it to come that hot. And let's be real, when you have a teammate like Gimmick, you have to expect those hard touches, especially when he's rocking that Dominus.
You can see the difference from Torment there, waiting right underneath Gimmick's touch, even though it was a little bit awkward. He knew that Gimmick would get there one way or the other, but ZPS has a chance to shoot. Gimmick is up. AXB can go long. It seems to me that counter-attack goals are Pittsburgh Knights' bread and butter right now. Both of the goals that they've scored have been off the end of sustained V1 pressure. So for all the talk I'm saying of version 1 starting a little bit better, it's actually falling right into Pittsburgh Knights' hands. Unless version 1 can start putting some of these finishes away. This could be the start of that. Torment looks for AXB. It's high again. AXB does reach this one, but again, the shot isn't on target. We're already seeing this theme continue from weeks past, and a counter-attack for Pittsburgh Knights is dangerous until AXB takes a touch and clears.
Yeah, that definitely is going to be Pittsburgh Knights' bread and butter. Or bread and beans, as you probably like for breakfast or something.
We say bread and butter too, all right? Although we say bread and butter, not bread and butter. Well, we say it with T's, the way it's spelled.
That's fair. That's fair. I was just trying to make a toast and beans joke, but I failed miserably.
It's all right. You can make a toast to me. It's okay.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, version 1 is overextending so much on offense, and that's twice now where they do it, and Pittsburgh Knights are either in a 1v1 situation or they're just going to bomb it downfield, and Torment can't get up for that one. Ran out of boost, but AXB there for the cleanup. Good offensive pressure from version 1, and I love how AXB didn't rotate back here, just stays up.
Yeah, it was a good decision on that occasion, especially with Gimmick flying in and getting an all-important demo. And now with 1 minute and 6 seconds left, suddenly panic buttons maybe starting to be pressed by Pittsburgh Knights, because version 1 have had a lot of the pressure here. They'll have to keep their concentration up if this counter-attacking style is going to keep working for them. ZPS does well to knock that ball forward where Torment is eagerly awaiting it. Gets half a touch and then air dribbles it away beautifully. Good play from him to buy his teammates some time to pick up some boost and keep this attack going, but it falls all the way into the far corner with Rodoko trying to bust Gimmick out the way. Gimmick in the end takes out Kinsey, and AXB can find Torment, can he? ZPS is in the way a little bit, making it tough for Version1 to find this pass. The ball loose for about 3 or 4 seconds. All this time, the lead that Pittsburgh Knights has is just extending in time, and we're running out of it for Version1 to equalize.
Some sloppy play at midfield there, huh? And a pass there to Torment.
Oh, that's it.
What a play to tie this game up. The clock ticking down, but Version1 doesn't feel the pressure and absolutely deliver.
If at first you don't succeed, try again. The infield passes have backfired a few times for Version1, but not on this occasion. And with 15 seconds left, we do have parity. And with Version1 having all the momentum. But I don't think that'll scare Pittsburgh Knights. They won't be afraid to grab a smash and grab.
Whoa.
Here it is to the top corner. It's above the post. Kinsey keeps the attack going as far as Torment, who passes it almost towards Rodoko. This one's going for overtime.
I literally was about to say, what are you doing, Torment? Why are you passing it right back to him?
It was risky.
That was definitely risky, but I don't think he was expecting it, so good idea, I guess? I don't know, but overtime, definitely anyone's ball game at this point. The infield pass again. Torment going for the air bump, but narrowly misses ZPS, and this is going to be numbers for the Pittsburgh Knights. ZPS by 1. ZPS can't get by Torment, and they're just trading blows at this point, battling for midfield.
Well, ZPS got by AXB with literally 0 boost in the tank, which is a thing of beauty. Just prodded it past him and followed it home. So we know that the Pittsburgh Knights players are very comfortable with the ball on the floor. They have it in the air right now, though, over the top of AXB. Great air control from ZPS. That one's a little bit high over the blue goal, so Torment can take his time and dribble it away. Rodoko steams in quickly. Now Gimmick and Kinsey 50-50, that's the center. XB has to stay alert. Torment isn't going to get anywhere near this one, so it's a chance for ZPS to have another solo play onto the backboard. Who's arriving? No one. And Torment can flick it away. Onto the backboard now, the back wall. Torment can clear. We're just seeing that Envy got a 3-1 victory over Rogue over on the mainstream, and here on this one, Gimmick punishes the overcommit, and Version1 turned game 1 around.
It was great pressure there from the Knights, but you called it. Kinsey overextends just by a few feet past that midfield line, and Version1 saw it, and Gimmick delivers. Getting all 3 members of Version1 getting a goal here, and Gimmick with 2 assists, but Version1 looked sloppy there in the first half, but then really cleaned it up in the second and started connecting with those midfield passes, and that was the difference maker here in game number 1.
Yeah, I mean, you can see by the way that game started why I'm slightly iffy about Version1. The fact that the 2 goals they conceded were from mistakes in attack, had no third man back, and they were in the end simple goals from... Well, actually, the second one was a great dribble from Rodoko, but the first one in particular was what I fear the most when I see Version1 step onto the pitch. The fact that they turned it around should, though, stand them in good stead going forward as we step into game number 2. And they'll be feeling confident after that V1 because it wasn't their best performance, but they scraped to win, and that's all you can do, right?
That's all you can do, and I think you calling that they're going to live and die by those infield passes is absolutely correct, because when they hit, man, do they hit. But when they miss, they leave themselves wide open because they're so aggressive on offense, and they're trying to get those boost steals, they're trying to get the bumps, a little breakdown on defense, and man, you gotta wonder about the comms here.
Yeah, who was going for this one? Torment decided to go, AXB sort of decided to go as well. In the end, neither of them anywhere near it, and ZPS can't believe his luck with an early goal just 25 seconds into game number 2. It's similar to the time that they scored actually in game number 1, which is 4:31, so both of the games so far in this series have had early Pittsburgh Knights leads. The question is, will they be able to keep this one? AXB is trying to make sure they can't, but ZPS gets a great reflex save. The pressure is still on. Gimmick attempts to put it into the corner, but misses. AXB's going to help him out, but Gimmick has already pulled himself way out of position. And actually, Torment needs to win this against Kinsey, or it would have been yet another counter-attack goal.
Yeah, and you're going to see that a lot. Oh, my goodness.
It's awkward.
Accidental bump from Rodoko there. But yes, version 1, that third man has to be consistent to get those hits. And a lot of them are going to just be scrambled hits where they're going up, and I'm just trying to get a touch just to slow down this offense so they don't have a fast break. And if they miss, it's going to be wide open goals left and right for the Pittsburgh Knights. And here comes AXB, just turns that ball over to Rodoko, but Torment looking for him downfield, but the Knights saw it all along. Great defense from them, just taking away those midfield passes.
Yeah, it's a good idea, and they're coming forward again. AXB into the air of Rodoko, who gets a clean hit on it, and then follows through to block Torment. Gimmick, and Torment with a horrific double commit is going to completely kill this attack. Now down the other end, Kinsey shoots just wide of the post. The ball's bouncing upwards. Torment can put it to the side, but Rodoko gets the early read, and again a double commit. Gimmick and AXB now. Rodoko should finish.
A goal!
But he can't get on top of it. Kinsey's attempt onto the backboard, but AXB clears. And for once, version 1 don't double commit, and the clearance is good.
Rodoko not credited with the save there when that was the best save we've seen all game. But hey, wrong side there, bud. You're on orange. You're trying to put it in the blue net. I know he was trying to redirect it, but man, you hate to see that. The ceiling pinch coming out from Gimmick. But yeah, we're starting to see a lot of double commits from version 1, and this was an issue back in the day with the Muffin Men, where we saw it a lot because they're so aggressive. They just want to be so high-powered. Gimmick looking to get that over the D off the crossbar, and no follow-up. You gotta have someone there to bang that in, especially when you're playing so aggressive you have been, like you have been all game.
Yeah, they've probably been burnt one too many times before, and they're starting to get a little bit nervous, a little bit antsy about going forward yet again. Would hate to double the Pittsburgh Knights lead by truly overcommitting, but there's a double commit there from the Knights this time. So Gimmick can dribble it away. He's got about 10 boosts left, which won't be enough to get down in time. So Kinsey can actually return the favorite, forces EPS, who shoots from far away. Torment gets a touch and then is whacked to the side by his own teammate, and AXB sends it home, I think. He should have saved that, maybe?
He probably should have, but he was going to that side boost, and when he realized it was a little too late. Yep. Right. Caught in no man's land, and again, version 1 breaking down on defense. Is it due to lack of communication? Is it due to missed rotations? I'm not sure, but that's a hard shot. Great response from Torment.
Yes, again, we're seeing version 1 beginning a comeback after being 2 goals down. This one straight from the kickoff, and such a clean finish from Torment. Past Kinsey, who had absolutely no chance thanks to the speed of it. An absolute boomer. And version 1 just refusing to give up so far in this series.
They just like playing from behind. It gives them a purpose.
Maybe that's it. Chuck a couple of goals at their opponents, and then think, right, now we can play, boys. Enough double commits, enough hits on the post. Let's whack him on target and win 3-2 in overtime again. AXB's up. Gimmick to his right. What can Gimmick do? What can he conjure up? Just a little touch past the Pittsburgh Knight defender. Set himself up again, but it's such a weak little hit towards ZPS, who launches a dribble. Torment comes flying in. The ball sort of bogged down into the center at the moment. Eventually it falls to AXB, who hits it just wide. Gimmick will be able to get around this one and can't get a pass either. But version 1 looking the more likely to get this 4th goal.
Good defense there from AXB, and once again, third man just has to make a touch. Keep it away from the Knights long enough for them all to rotate back on defense. And great pass there from Torment. I love that little side pass back to get this clearance upfield. ZPS didn't get the flip reset on that ball, but in comes Torment. Had to make a diving save once again, and AXB just has to hit it to the side. I'd love to see version 1 spread things out a little more on offense. Stop being so aggressive. It has worked to get a few goals, but the goals you've given up, I'm not sure if it's quite worth it.
Here's a chance for Kinsey to put this one on target. The Gimmick was covering the top 10% of that goal, which is where it went. ZPS keeps the aggression up, but now Torment can dribble away. Would love to get this past Rodoko, and does. One more touch, and XB could be in. He rises highest. Gimmick has an opportunity to get the equalizer again, but ZPS from his own goal is the hero for Pittsburgh Knights. First of a save, and then with a counter-attack goal. And I think on this occasion, you can't begrudge V1 from moving up, but it's exactly what PK wanted with 8 seconds left.
Yeah, they baited him in 100%, let them get a little comfortable and just bomb the ball downfield, put it between the sticks. And a 2-goal lead here for the Pittsburgh Knights. This would be an absolute failure on their part if they allowed a comeback, but it's not gonna happen. V1 allow this series to get tied up, and you have to wonder, is it due to that overly aggressive offense that continually allows those booming clears to go over their head?
I'm so surprised to see it in V1. This is the team that I thought would have one thing above all else, and that would be balance, you know? Torment and AXB will be well aware that they have Gimmick, who's going to do Gimmick things. He's going to jump in the air from directly beneath the ball, swirl 6 times, and get an awkward touch. You know, that's expected. That's what he does. That is part of his brilliance. The way I expected this team to work would be Torment and AXB pretty much taking turns being a solid third man as the other one moves forward with Gimmick and is aggressive and has free reign. But it's not really coming out like that. I mean, we're seeing AXB and Torment unsure which one should be the third man back at any given moment. And that to me is a worry for Version 1. But for Pittsburgh Knights, they're playing this game to perfection. They don't need to overextend. They're just allowing Version 1 to beat themselves, essentially, and then they're scoring 3 goals. So it's going great for Pittsburgh Knights. Version 1, they need to mix things up a bit.
Yeah, and I'm going to have to watch the replays for sure from this series to see what Version 1 did. But my initial thought is they're going with very hard passes, and that's making it to where that second man has to come in very quickly to be able to get a challenge or get a shot on that ball. So you're leaving that third man at mid essentially all alone while 2 of you are in the box, and that over-aggression is what's pushing them so, my goodness, that one gets by AXB, but pushing them so far into the offensive half that just leaves them susceptible to those long clears. And you got to think, okay, do you slow those passes up? Do you spread your play out? Something's got to change here. It's not panic time yet. Series is still tied, but their offense is definitely interesting. It's something I haven't seen a lot when you compare it to the likes of NRG, G2, teams like Alpine. It's just very unique.
Well, let's see if it can work in this one. A minute's gone in this third game with no real chances to report so far. XP tries pre-flip to try and float towards that ball above the Pittsburgh Knights goal line, but can't quite get there. Torment, however, will be able to. Gets a 50-50 with Kinsey in the air. AXB tries to wrap himself around this one, but Kinsey instead gets the touch, sends Version 1 all the way back, and Gimmick, needing that boost, can only push it back to Torment. It's the chance. ZPS into the corner. Torment clears long, but Pittsburgh Knights now have some pressure of their own. Kinsey towards the backboard. Rodoko is waiting. If it falls to him, it is good. He's going to follow it home as well. Torment, someone gets a save, but AXB can't do the same, and ZPS bundles home after brilliance from his teammates.
A barrage of shots off that crossbar and double tap after double tap. And all it took was ZPS coming in for the cleanup. You got to feel bad there for Torment. He got a great initial save, but AXB unable to get the clearance there. So Rodoko puts this back into the corner, and the Pittsburgh Knights have done well to get the early goals to make statements in these games. Game 1, they couldn't hold on to it, and here we go. Can't hold on to it in game number 3 as Version 1 answers quickly.
Great timing from Torment. He knew exactly what Gimmick was going to be able to do. That's years of experience in the making, that finish from Torment right there to bring Version 1 back into this second game. I feel like they needed a quick response. You know, the way this series seemed to be drifting, if they'd have struggled to get themselves on the target throughout this third game, they might have been just starting to, I don't know, question themselves a little bit, but that goal will help. However, we have Pittsburgh Knights on the other end, CPS with a solo play of his own, slowing the game down and then trying to flick it into the goal. It's good pressure from Pittsburgh Knights, who seem to be attempting to turn the screw. They're playing a lot more further forward in this game. This one's just falling to Torment, though, and he scores. That was an odd goal.
Yeah, that one, I think, strikes us both as a little odd. A little bowling impression here, and hits the 7-pin. Puts that one in. Easy goal for Version 1. You got to think the Knights should save that, but hey, 99 out of 100 times, I think they do.
Version 1 won't care, though. They've got the lead in this second game. How they'll love that. Rodoko to the side, where Gimmick Attempts to hit the ball and misses. Torment sets himself up with that pass. Now wants to set up a teammate. It's AXB has Gimmick to his left instead of goes to the backboard. It's the right decision as well. Where has this version 1 been? This is brilliant.
Again, they just have to be backs against the wall, and that's when the gameplay comes out. But ZPS trying to come out of the top of the goal there. Hard defensive play, and AXB makes them pay for it.
Otoko and AXB charge into this kickoff. Pittsburgh Knights are going to need to speed up again. They were looking well on top of this one. Now, not so much, but Kinsey's boom forward is useful. Means that Gimmick's touch into the center is tough for Torment. This one's going to fall for ZPS as well. He's having a good series. He's found Rodoko and off the post. You can't finish any better than that.
Oh, I love these plays. They get me so excited. The team passing play to the top of the box. Good night, Gimmick. You're not going to block that in a million years. The shot placement, the redirection, everything about that. So fun to watch.
I'm feeling like ZPS right now is the key for Pittsburgh Knights. Most of the attacks that they're getting that seem to be working are from him when he takes the ball down, takes a touch, and then flicks it or somehow digs the pass out of somewhere is where Pittsburgh Knights seem to be at their best. But Version 1 still have a 3-2 lead and plenty of game left to maybe extend it as Torment goes high, out wide towards Kinsey. Gimmick's up. He's sped up a lot. He's feeling confident now. Gets that double tap as well. His Torment to the far corner. He's loving that shot in this series, but this time Pittsburgh Knights read it.
On ZPS beating AXB here, but AXB, great read and great pass down. Gimmick just keeps this ball alive, and Torment, good 50-50, but an even better hit from Rodoko there to keep it away from Version 1. And with that, Pittsburgh Knights keep themselves in this as we near 1 minute of gameplay left. Still need to find one, but if I know Version 1, they're going to overextend themselves and open things up just a little, but not if Gimmick can say something about it and extend this scoreline to 2.
Just quality. As soon as the ball fell to him, you knew exactly what Gimmick was going to try. ZPS had the same thought, and he tried to go up and block it, but Gimmick is too accurate. He's too brilliant when he gets a chance for a solo play. 4-2 now for Version 1. They have stepped up this game after going behind. Ever since they went 1-0 down, they've looked like a different team, to be honest, than they have in the rest of this series. This is how we want to see them play. Gimmick now getting another double tap, which Rodoko struggles to read. Then he gets a great recovery. Knocks it halfway to AXB. But a lot of this game is being played in the Pittsburgh Knights half. The Pittsburgh Knights have managed to break through into Version 1 territory. Need to do more than that. Need to get a chance. This could be it. Kinsey onto the backboard. Needs to beat Gimmick here. Gimmick's touch isn't perfect. Torment, though, helps his teammate out. As far as Rodoko is going to forward it to ZPS. Not quite. Half saved by AXB. And then completed by Gimmick.
AXB trying to mind game Rodoko there, and that is not the time you want to do it. You got to hold on to this 2-0 lead, and Torment.
Oh, what a save.
Turned away by Kinsey. You called it. Beautiful save there as they're marching down the field. They need 2, and they need it right now, but it looks like it's not going to happen. Hold on. Hold the line. This could be one, and no! 1 second left. There's hope. There's a chance. There's a prayer. But my goodness, is it going to be hard to do?
Clearly, Kinsey likes keeping things interesting. He could have scored that with 3 seconds left. No. The man wanted it to be the case. But as soon as this ball touches the floor, Pittsburgh Knights have lost because he backed himself from the kickoff. It didn't happen. And Version 1 take a 2-1 lead in this series. And yeah, Subi, for me, that's the Version 1 that I want to see. It was a massive improvement.
It really was, and when you look at the saves on the side of the Pittsburgh Knights, that kind of tells you what kind of game it was. 6 saves to the 2 from Version 1, and it was just offensive pressure from Version 1, but the rotations were what were important there. They were able to just keep the ball in the Knights' half, and those booming clears didn't come out because they spread out just a little bit on offense to keep those rotations clean.
As for the Knights, yeah, to me, ZPS still seems like their key man, and they are focusing a lot more on ground plays than aerial plays. It's the fakes and the 50-50s where they seem to be able to take control over Version 1. They had the pace of the game in their hands for the first couple, but it got away from them in game number 3. Is this the point when they need to step up and try and wrestle control back from Version 1?
100%. This is where you need to make a stand, and so far they've done a great job in the first minute. to really come out and get that first goal. And I really feel like they need to do that here and slow up the momentum that Version 1 has built here. Great drop down pass to Rodoko. But that's a tough angle, especially when all of Version 1 are sitting back on defense. And here they come. Another offensive chance, but Gimmick there for the cleanup. And Version 1, they've done well on defense, but the big question is can they really control the sustained pressure from the Pittsburgh Knights?
Yeah, it's coming forward now. ZPS gets another attack going. That's a great touch from him as well. Here we have Kinsey. Oh my, almost an amazing save from Gimmick. But it just sneaks over the line. Look at that touch from ZPS.
Great touch and nice hard shot from Kinsey to put it right in Gimmick's mouth. And he has to make that quick jump in the air. And it's so hard to do because you don't know where that shot's going to be initially coming. And there it is, the first goal in the first minute of gameplay. They've been so consistent at doing that against Version 1.
Yeah, always scoring the first one. Pittsburgh Knights is every single time in this now 4-game-old series. Torment fakes out ZPS. Gimmick keeps it going. He's actually going to leave this one to Torment. His pass delicate towards AXB, puts it just wide. Maybe could have got that one on target on a different day, but it wasn't to be on this occasion. And ZPS comes down the right wing, leaves it for Rodoko. I guess he had no boost and still won't have any boost. Torment's touch, though, is great.
Oh, bump!
It's a shooting chance for Torment after a bump. It's off the crossbar again. A couple of missed chances for Version 1. I hope the old habits aren't returning as far as they're concerned, but Pittsburgh Knights riding their luck either way.
It really is looking like it. Version 1 starting to get so close to one another on offense, especially in those corners when they're trying to rotate through. And it's making that third man have to just play way too patient. He's unable to push up, and it's giving the Pittsburgh Knights a ton of space to work with, and they're able to clear that ball so easily upfield and get their offense started.
Another chance for Pittsburgh Knights to double their lead. Gimmick gets it back to Kinsey. Kinsey just blocks Gimmick out to make it impossible for him to clear properly, and that's a really important bump from AXB because Torment was stranded on the floor with his opponent coming forward. It's another good save from Version 1. They're certainly racking up these saves, all important as well. Only a couple actually according to the scoreboard. I thought it was more than that. The game disagrees, it seems. AXB bumps it forward. Kinsey to the side. And Pittsburgh Knights about to have a moment of struggle. That was a scary moment from that pass from AXB. Now getting onto the side. Forward, and then there's Torment with the finish. It was the back wall, then the pass, and then the finish.
I want to see how close to Gimmick was to this ball coming out of the net here because he almost saves it. Look how close he was. But Torment squeaks it by him, ties this game up, and man, if they pull this series off, we've got to start calling them the comeback kings.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You called the 3-1 for Version 1 as well, so your correct prediction hangs in the balance right now, Subi. Mine's not looking too likely, I must say. Torment needs to pitch this one with a little bit of pace, or else ZPS is going to get in there, and he does. Then he gets a great demo on Gimmick. It's falling down. AXB can't do anything, and Rodoko returns Pittsburgh Knights' lead.
An awkward pinch there from Torment gives ZPS space. He takes him off, and AXB, expecting Torment to get the hit, starts pushing out of net to follow up that touch with, but hey, the hit never happens, and he's put way out of position, and Pittsburgh Knights capitalize.
Good touch from ZPS. Unfortunately, had no one following up. It was past a Version 1 man, but so too was he, and he couldn't do anything with it. They'll get another go, though, Pittsburgh Knights, until AXB says no to that one. He put a decent touch into the center. We're just waiting for that clinical finish from a Version 1 player. The pass is being read all too easily by Pittsburgh Knights. Maybe it's solo playtime as far as V1 are concerned. ZPS has got another goal, and again, I didn't think this would be a scoring chance. It was just AXB overcommitted and got a touch himself.
Yeah, that's a terrible touch from ZPS. What am I thinking? AXB. Terrible touch from
Too
him.
many letters.
There's way too many letters on the screen right now. 2 players with 3-letter names. It's throwing me off. But yeah, that touch from AXB. Abysmal, to say the least. You don't want to roll the ball right in front of your net because you see what happens. All a player on the opposing team has to do is just smash their face into it, and the momentum's going to push that ball into the net.
Pittsburgh Knights now have a 2-goal lead, but we have now dubbed Version 1 as the comeback kings. When they do it again, this would be a great start, but Torment didn't really pass and didn't really shoot which means that AXB's great demo and good positioning came to absolutely nothing. Pittsburgh Knights get another attack. This is a doinky opportunity for Rodoko. He puts it upwards. Kinsey turns it away, and Gimmick can take it away.
Here he comes, ball on the hood, pass over to AXB. AXB off the backboard. Got to have that one a little more on target so Torment can follow that up. And he's just going to push this ball over to Kinsey, and opportunity thrown to the wayside there for Version 1. You'd love to have another shot at that, and here they come. Another shot they might have, but look at ZPS. He's so quick on those challenges, so aggressive, not giving Version 1 any time nor any space.
Kinsey up against AXB. Version 1 have now had 2v1s in a row, neither of which was scored. And Rodoko comes in clutch for a save versus Gimmick, who must have thought he'd brought his team back into it. That could be game over. Kinsey into the corner. Gimmick's going to go upwards, but with 10 seconds left, they're playing with time that they do not have. Pittsburgh Knights step up the pace, improve the aggression, and send us kicking and screaming, Subi, into game number 5.
What a brilliant save from Rodoko there at the end. He made his car so big, he not only positioned it sideways, but rolled it to where the hood was the only place that ball could go. Great defensive stance from him here in game number 4. And here we go, Cole. Game number 5. Our reputation's on the line as we both picked Version 1 for me, Pittsburgh Knights for you.
And that's it. Are you feeling confident in your pick?
After that one? No. No, I'm feeling a little shaky, but hey, I gotta stick with it now. I can't go back and forth.
Of course. Yeah, no, you can't go back now. I'm feeling pretty good for the Knights right now. I mean, what I would say, though, is that Version 1 did have a couple of warning shots for them. There were 2 occasions where they were 2v1. Both times, they didn't score, and at this level, you'd expect to score every single time you get a 2v1. So Pittsburgh Knights have to be careful that they don't get a taste of their own medicine and feel themselves being counter-attacked by Version 1, even though I'd say that Pittsburgh Knights play that game a little bit better than Version 1 do as it currently stands. But all of this speculation counts for nothing. All that matters, Subi, is the next 4 minutes and 45 seconds, because we're on Champions Field. Who is going to take this one?
And this is the big game right here, folks. And right now, Pittsburgh Knights are making a name for themselves as Rodoko comes in. Great save there from Gimmick. But I think the change happened in between games 2 and 3. Up until that point, Pittsburgh Knights didn't have 1 assist. And after that, no unassisted goals. They're playing team ball, and I think they've... Oh, what a beautiful display of skills from Rodoko there. He baits the defender and just puts it right under him.
Oh, a goal from absolutely nothing. Faking out, I think it was Torment. AXB thought his teammate had it, but Rodoko showing those solo play skills to again, for the 5th time in a row, give Pittsburgh Knights the lead. Conversion 1 come back again. AXB's into the center. Kinsey beats Torment to that one. Gimmick is waiting patiently underneath the ball. And then AXB helps it along to the left side. Gimmick does have boost in the tank. He's such a dangerous prospect when he does. There's no passes going his way. Torment tries to turn around. The pinch is going goalwards, but Kinsey puts it long and gets another chance for a second shot and a second goal. And Pittsburgh Knights double their lead.
My goodness, the pressure here from Kinsey sees wide open space. AXB, the only one back, and that is so unfortunate. AXB, less than 20 boosts there, and that shot goes exactly in the one spot that he couldn't get to.
Quality play from Pittsburgh Knights seem to have the measure of their opponents. The third one here could be absolutely devastating for Version 1, and I've got the impression now that Pittsburgh Knights are going to keep on pressing. Their tail well and truly up. But here come V1 with AXB up against ZPS. The 2 3-letter player names up against one another to make it as complicated as possible. For poor old you and me, Subi. We'll manage. We're okay.
We'll get it. We'll get it.
Eventually, maybe by game 19, if this one just keeps going one way and then the next. Rodoko! There's been some weird goals in this series, and I think that one is my favorite so far.
Yeah, they I don't know. I have no idea. What? Why? Why do you touch that?
He felt like it. He saw it. He was like, yeah, I can get a touch here. So
okay, that's fair.
Yeah, you gotta respect him.
Hey, give them a chance. Make them think that they're still in this. I get it. I love it. And then just absolutely demoralize them. That's their plan here. But in all seriousness, I think, oh boy, good save there from Rodoko as all three members of the Pittsburgh Knights went up there. But I think the Achilles heel right now for version 1 is passing plays on defense. When the Pittsburgh Knights put a pass off that back wall or even towards net, more times than not, two members of version 1 are going up in the air and double committing, and it's leaving one person in net. And after that, it's easy pickings for the Knights, and Rodoko gets back in time. But I think if they work on double commits, it's gonna do wonders for them.
He's getting in a really awkward position, trying to flip this one over Rodoko. He does okay though. Now AXB can show some aerial maneuverability. Try and get this one over Kinsey, or at least force him out wide a little bit. Now's Gimmick. Torment is chasing ZPS, can't quite get him. Gimmick tries to get the pass away, but there's too much speed on the ball, which just goes rolling devastatingly over the goal line. That is a painful moment for version 1. But they are the comeback kings, Subi. You said it yourself. This one looking no less likely than game number 1 did, which they ended up turning down a 2-goal deficit to win. His Torment doesn't have his dodge. Kinsey beats AXB. Gimmick needs to win this and doesn't. Is this going in? I think it's going just wide. Torment has to be careful. And he puts it to the side.
Version 1 got away with one there. I don't know how many lives left they have in the tank as Gimmick lets that one get away from him, but it actually works out, goes on the side wall. But ZPS, great challenge. This could be a goal, and it is. What a redirect off that back wall. Such a tight angle, but he finds it.
You could say that version 1 overcommitted. You could say they were expecting Gimmick to get that touch, but let's ignore all that. Let's just admire the quality of ZPS's finish. That is about as hard an open goal, Subi, as you will ever score. And ZPS made it look so natural to return Pittsburgh Knights' 2-goal lead.
I mean, I panic just when I'm going straight on behind the ball and it's an open net. That was steel resolve there. And while we've got a little lull in the action, it's official that Space Station Gaming over on the other stream just swept NRG. My goodness.
Wow.
That team has really grown and improved, and ZPS stretches this lead to 3 here. It's looking like the Pittsburgh Knights might take down version 1 in 5 games.
The speed from Rodoko and the faith that ZPS had in him to be so far forward, he just knew that the way Rodoko is playing, he was beating both version 1 players for pace there. Pittsburgh Knights, this is a stunning Game 5 performance. They've been threatening to thrash version 1 throughout this entire series. You know, they should have taken Game 1, and they didn't. Version 1 had so many warnings, so many second chances, seem to have failed to take all of them, but they've still got a little bit of time. Need something incredibly soon, though. XP up on this sidewall, but this is going backwards. Pittsburgh Knights have another chance. Rodoko tries to flick it to really finish it. ZPS will take a time himself. He's still in the air. Oh my goodness, that was so close to getting over the top of the ball and finishing. I was just there silent going, go on, son, you can get this finish. But it wasn't quite to be.
Pittsburgh Knights are playing exactly how you need to play with a 3-goal lead. Minute to go in the ball game. They're just pushing the ball up in the air. It's going so slow. Version 1 having to use so much boost to get up. It's wasting a ton of time, and lead secured. Game, set, match. The Pittsburgh Knights take down version 1. Push themselves further along in this series. No, Gimmick catches that ball. Didn't matter anyway, but you love to see those 0-second goals.
Indeed. That means that Pittsburgh Knights are now 1-1 in this overall Swiss, after they lost earlier 3-1 to Space Station Gaming, so there's absolutely no shame in that, as we have just seen from NRG, or we haven't seen, but over in the other stream, they've seen from NRG. And version 1, Subi, 0-2. Is this where you expected them to be after 2 games?
No, definitely not. I definitely expect more from this team. When you've got 2 world champs that won the world championship together, I'm always going to expect greatness from them, but they couldn't get the job done here as they fall to the Pittsburgh Knights. And the Pittsburgh Knights, they saw what version 1 brought on the field, and they changed up their game plan accordingly. And that's the difference between a good team and a great team. The Pittsburgh Knights, able to read everything Version 1 were trying to do.
Yeah, I agree with you. They seem like a team that are capable of learning what their opponents are offering against them and to use it against them. They showed that perfectly here against Version 1. It was a performance that I don't think Version 1 expected Pittsburgh Knights to offer. The first couple of games, they were just swallowing up pressure. You know, they were letting Version 1 play their game. And then suddenly, they changed it. They snapped. And they were the ones asking all the questions. And I don't think Version 1... They didn't have the answers looking at the scoreboard. They didn't have the answers looking at the games being played out in front of us as well. Version 1 did not have those answers. So Pittsburgh Knights deservedly go 1 win after that. And that goes to the 1 loss they had earlier. And Version 1 0-2. Big matches, Subi.
It was. And it's just funny to look at my spreadsheet, seeing how hot Version 1 started and then it completely flips and it's inverse. I mean, I'm not going to show you because it's chicken scratch right now. But yeah, it just, Version 1 started hot and then just cooled off. And Pittsburgh Knights were able to capitalize on that. So I loved that matchup. The question is, did you guys out there, make sure you follow at RL Esports, and anything you think about today, tweet it out with the hashtag RLCSX, and FDOT is reading along to all of them. And he's actually compiling a scrapbook with them. So make sure you put some interesting stuff in there for him.
Is he going to sort of like put like sparkles and glitter and all that? Of course. Because if he is, I would love a copy of that. I might tweet at RL Esports, hashtag RLCSX myself, just so I can see my name in there. That sounds amazing. That sounds beautiful.
Yeah, he already got the fire engine red felt. He's going to do little caricatures of you and I. So it's going to be perfect.
I'm so excited for that, Subi, and you guys watching on at home should be excited too, because there is so much more Rocket League to come. We'll be back in a few minutes with much more.